Remember the Houthis and the crisis at the Bab el-Mandab Strait? To reorient yourself, here is the specific location, just inside the Horn of Africa and off the coast of Yemen. It matters geopolitically because anyone going from Europe to Asia via the Suez Canal has to transit through the Bab el-Mandab Strait. Well, within a couple of months of the October 7th attacks and the start of the war in Gaza, Houthis in Yemen began attacking ships passing through the region. Now, according to their official targeting guidelines, they were only going to hit Israeli ships. But what that meant was vague. Ships owned by Israelis? Ships going to or from an Israeli port? Ships with Israeli merchandise? Ships with Israelis working on them? Not that it mattered. With insurance rates spiking, most of the shipping industry decided to skip the region altogether, leading to a major drop-off in Suez Canal transits. At the Bab itself, daily transits dropped from in the 70s in November 2023 to in the 20s today, and notably that has not improved since the Gaza ceasefire. Then again, it may take a couple more weeks for route planners to adjust to the new geopolitical situation. Anyway, I wanted to revisit a topic from a year ago, the idea that ending the Gaza war would not end the Red Sea crisis, because we are seeing that play out now. The Houthis announced that they would continue to target Israeli vessels in the area, but would not target other international ships. Side note, they made this seem like it was a change in policy, but weren't Israeli ships supposed to be the only targets all along? Regardless, the central problem here is that the Houthi actions were never about military coercion. They were about media attention. Make headlines, and like-minded supporters and donations will begin to flow your way. It is a research topic that is near and dear to the heart of my self-respecting academic alter ego. In the past year, the dynamics of the crisis have changed in three major ways. First, Israel has crushed both Hamas and Hezbollah. Yes, the groups still exist, but neither will be in a position to mount a long-running campaign for a while. Second, and largely as a consequence of the Gaza war, public sentiment in the Arab world has hit a recent low regarding Israel. Take a look at these before and after photos to understand why. Going back to what I have learned from my own research, both of these points indicate that the Houthis will adopt a more active platform of violence. The default effect of removing a group or two from competition is for each remaining group to increase its violence output. The logic here is that a remaining group's message is less likely to get lost in the shuffle when there are fewer competitors around, so the marginal gain from an attack increases. Now, the upshot for Israel is that the total number of attacks decreases, meaning here that the extra effort that the Houthis produce is smaller than the total decline in effort from Hamas and Hezbollah. But that is of little comfort to anyone crossing through the Red Sea. Meanwhile, the effect of increasing the total support available to acquire is straightforward. The prize is bigger, so it makes sense to work harder for it. And do not forget that Iran is still around to top off the jackpot. However, there is a major wrinkle in confidently predicting a continuation of the Houthis' tactics. The third major thing that has happened over the past year is Operation Prosperity Guardian, still the most American name for an operation. You will remember that this was a US-led coalition that aimed to protect ships transiting the region, and that proactively struck the infrastructure that the Houthis were using to conduct attacks. Well, it is always difficult to judge how effective such operations are. But in November 2024, still long before the ceasefire, Houthi attacks began to disappear. Over the following 2 months, there have been no successful strikes, just a miss on November 19th, an oil leak on December 5th, ultimately not attributed to a Houthi attack, and a December 27th strike that the Houthis claim, but that the ship owner denies ever happened. So it seems that the Houthis' intention to commit attacks may continue, but we will have to wait and see about their ability to do so. Meanwhile, if you are a bored academic, you can learn more about this book by checking the video description. And speaking from experience, I really hope that is not you. Otherwise, I will settle for a like, a share, and a subscribe, and to see you next time. Take care.